Do you want me to round from the top?
No, you're good.
Why didn't you go live from when we were doing the patchwork recap?
Ron wasn't here.
Oh,
That's
fair.
fair. Okay, are we live?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys did a patchwork app. You got a 70% passing score. The events of last session essentially go like this. The quick and dirty is that you guys got back to Regan's house, found that there was only one air dock, hit up Garth and forced him to let you guys use his air dock, and then went through town, got a hold of Ellerina. Ellerina took you guys back out to the farm. On your way there, you almost ran over Clippy. You picked up Clippy because you thought, well, he was pretty cute.
Clippy.
And then you guys went out to the farm. You spent a nice long rest at the farm, hitting it up, and in the morning, your buddy Garth came along and introduced you to a new jammer. The new jammer had you guys introduce him to his ship later on that day. You took Clippy back to his people in a search to find his train. You guys did find the train. And also you found out that there are more fucking grunts. Awesome. So in order to help the grunts, you guys went to find their eggs. You found out that there was a mother moondrake who had lost her eggs. Fuck that moondrake. Went back to the frog with their eggs. They're gonna post more guards about it. They gave you 5 guards. You guys go back to town. You guys go on a shopping spree. You guys buy guns and armor and other stuff. Bread, on the other hand, goes on a robbery spree, robbing a corpse of its blood. I did a short horror segment about it. It was pretty great. Y'all should go watch that. After that point, you guys felt that you were late for the meeting. You ran back up to the air docks, ran back up to the meeting rooms, and had just a few minutes to spare. In that time, Crow of the Titans contacted you and told you she was like an hour out. So you guys headed into the meeting ahead of schedule to renegotiate this contract. This contract was total fucking bullshit. Amalia hated it and went out of her way to rewrite a whole new contract. Which you guys spent about 30 minutes doing. We're all caught up. You guys passed the contract to your left to the Tashimura. The Tashimura take some issue with some points of this. They agree with you on Article 3, Parts 2 through 6, but they have a problem. They've got a problem with Article 3 of... or Article 4, Subpoint 3, post-war land grants. They absolutely hate that part, and they want it removed from the contract entirely. They don't want the possible argument of their land being taken away from them. So that's the part of this proposal that they don't like. But they back you up on almost every other point.
Okay. That's fair.
They pass it directly to their left. To the Five Fingers. The Five Fingers go through, and they're pretty happy with everything until they get to Article 3. In Article 3, they really don't like the idea that you're telling them how they should be acting. They kind of want to nix the non-aggression part clause of it, because they've got some beef with the Welsh, and would kind of like to solve that in the background.
Beef.
So they want that part removed. But after they pass it to their left, to the top.
So wait, hold on 1 second. Who said that they have beef with the Welsh and they wanna take care of that here?
The Five Fingers.
Of course they do. Okay.
They want to defend the reef, but they want to like afterwards. They want a chance to duke it out with the Welsh over the Welsh's portion.
Which
but unfortunately,
after we're done.
But unfortunately, the next person they have to pass it to is the Welsh, who reinforce you and Ashimura on that aspect. They don't want this fight with the Five Fingers because they've got plenty on their hands. So the Five Fingers aren't going to get their way at all here. They're overruled 3-1, maybe 2.
Okay.
But one of the things that the Welsh take issue with is, again, this idea of land redistribution. It's very vague in the contract, and they don't like the idea that they could lose some of their land to either the Tashimura or the Five Fingers. So they want that part removed as well. So that's 2 people who have voted against that part. But they back you up on every other single point. They feel like this is the contract to help reinforce their honor. So you've made a good kind of impression on them here. And finally, it gets passed to the Brick Boots. And you see these 2 Brick Boot boys, like, they look over the contract, they start talking with the other dwarf here, and look really concerned for a moment, and they break out their abacuses again. You can see their brows are furrowed in, like, thorough concentration. Is there anything anybody would like to do, a particular spell anyone would like to cast here?
Friends.
Shatter.
Animal
I'm kidding.
handling for these animals. Well, are they talking?
They are talking in a very hushed sense.
I don't really have the ability to. I can't. What you call it? Read minds. So that would have.
Oh,
to be
I forgot.
Ellerina.
Steven is going to pick up his mom.
Well, Ellerina is going to definitely cast, if
Detect
she hasn't
thoughts.
already today, Detect Thoughts. Yeah. I'm just going to sit there and play some music with my maybe not magical instrument that may or may not help me, charm people.
Okay, so you've got 3 people here that you could read minds of. Their surface thoughts, you can tell, are very concerned about dollar figures. The formula that Amalia's put here, it has them worried in some way. You can't tell without prying deeper into their thoughts, though. So you've got Kynes, Ennis, and what's his name? You know what? His name's going to be What's His Name Brick Boot. Which would you like to try and read their mind of?
Hines.
What's his name?
Kynes?
Oh.
That is the eldest of the 2. He's the one actually sitting at the table.
Is he
So
German?
he has to make... He might be.
Okay. Just curious.
Okay. Are you going to Cutting Words his save?
I'm already playing my instrument. If I think that Ellerina's like struggling, and if I'm able to do this,
You could see her struggle as she tries to like subtly penetrate this man's mind. She like puts her hands up to her temples as she's struggling and like ducks behind somebody else to try and make this less obvious.
I'm gonna pay attention to who she's pointing to and who she's trying, and I'm just gonna look, and I'm just gonna, do you ever see the movie The Menu?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do and like, hey. Oh, sorry.
You clap your hands together, and they jolt up, and it's just enough of a momentary distraction for Ellerina to penetrate into his mind. You see her furrowed brow ease in as she's like reading his thoughts, and then she leans over closer to you and says, their cut of the proceeds is going down by about 4%, and ours is going up by about 3%. But it's even better than that. If we assume by tonnage and fair market value, we stand to make like 87,000 gold.
Damn, that's some good thoughts to get.
Okay. I just take that knowledge and absorb it until it gets brought up, and I can have and use that to counter argue.
Oh, it's like leverage.
Yeah, because if they try to say, well, we're really, this contract really hurts, it's just like, bullshit. No, it doesn't.
So the Brick Boots get a hold of the contract, and they do their math. They jot some numbers down on a separate piece of paper. And what they propose, what their edit is, is they want to end the contract after the divvying of the resources from these ships that you guys are going to secure. But without the support of the other 4, they really can't suggest it. So instead, what they want to do is change the math further to undercut the other 3. You see, they scribble in the margins a new formula that would see you guys getting a larger cut, closer to 20%. But it screws out the Welsh by about 3 more percent.
Poor Welsh. These poor guys just keep getting shat on. Why doesn't anybody like the Welsh?
Have you ever met a Welshman?
I'm just saying, if I hear these dollar signs, Oliver Green's gonna be like, just say what? Okay. So who do we got to get them to accept these terms that are maybe not as favorable for them?
Well, let's see what their reasoning for wanting to change this.
Yep. Okay.
Let them talk first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. These are our terms until someone actually comes up with a counter rebuttal that we can argue.
So, the contract has made its rounds all the way back to you guys, and it's been about an hour. This is just the first round of debates when a knock comes at the door, and one of the Tashimura people get up, walk over to the door, and open it, and you can see the large face of Garth, Great Round, in this doorway. There's a little bit of hushed conversation. If you'd like to make a perception check, you can.
Absolutely.
Ooh, yeah. I would love to make a perception check.
I only got a 12. A little 12.
A 23.
Well, 23 is definitely going to pass.
18 for Amalia.
And 18 passes.
So, you know how a telescope helps with visual perception checks? We need to get one of those Civil War ear horns for Oliver Green.
Oh, actually, doesn't Delumbo get advantage on hearing checks?
No,
His
smell.
You
nose-
only smell.
Only the smell?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird for an elephant. You'd think
Yeah, I
with
know.
big ears.
He do have those big old ears, though.
I'm sure that the only reason why they didn't is because then it would just be too overpowered.
Yeah.
Too many
Yeah, at
sentience.
that point, it's basically just general perception expertise.
All the time, yeah.
Which, isn't that what, the cat people get?
No,
No.
Yeah.
they get stealth.
I thought they got
bitches.
just the perception.
Oh no, they get lots of good stuff, just not like that.
So
Okay.
Amalia and to my knowledge, it's just Amalia and Wingdings here that pass this check.
Yeah, I didn't. I got
You
a
can
7.
hear Garth Great Round, not so quietly. It's kind of hard for a gift to be quiet. Say, oh well, it seems we have some latecomers here. Not just including myself, but these 2 lovely ladies out here. They've made pretty thorough demands that they be let in. And I don't want to be on the bad side of a Titan. And you hear, just the soft giggle of somebody on the other side of the door. The Tashimura representative, it's not Hoshizaki, it's just one of his underlings, kind of, looks over to him, and then over to you guys. Kind of questioningly.
Send them in.
Is there an issue?
And I whisper into.
It seems some rather important guests have arrived. Should I let them in?
Well, you said they're important and they're guests. Can you think of something else to do?
I whispered to Oliver Green's ear, and I'm just like, that's not who you think it is, right?
He opens the door to reveal Garth Greatround, flanked by none other than Crow Grimnar, and another person you've never met before.
Dread screams like a girl.
She has this greenish turquoise skin, and she's wielding on her hip. She has this massive, unbalanced great hammer. Like it looks like it's got the head of a maul or a two-handed hammer, but it's only got like the shaft of a one-handed hammer. It looks totally unbalanced. It's really weird. And this Yuan-Ti woman and Crow confidently stride in and stand behind you guys.
Dread
And
is
as Garth enters the room and closes the door, he nods and says, "Well, continue, of course. Continue, of course."
when she stands
Sorry to interrupt.
when she stands behind us. Dread is more pale than normal. I'm also getting clammy.
You okay, Drew?
No.
Aw, don't be scared.
I can't.
I don't usually bite.
I can't not be.
So, we heard there was going to be some fun out here in the Reef, and these lovely kids were so polite to invite us to the show.
Well, welcome.
We did.
Yes.
I just look and say, I am Captain Colonel Mustard, and I just introduce everyone else at the table. Captain Colin Mustard. I said Colonel.
Captain Colonel.
Well, for those who don't know, I'm Crow Grimnar, and this is Lucius Sorrow. We're going to be representing the Titan forces that these kids have recruited. And we've come with our own demands.
I am quite interested to hear those demands from a Titan, nonetheless.
I go to Amalia and I whisper, and I'm just like, please, don't let them take me. Whatever their demands are, don't let them take me.
What did you do?
You're not going anywhere, Dread.
Thank you.
Well, to put it politely, we're going to be taking one of the night spiders. We've never come across their design, and we'd love to learn how to remake them after dismantling them. So if it's all the same with you, we're going to be taking one. Lucius will see to that herself. As for our other and only other demand, I want the dragon.
Where's Steven? Where's Steven?
And in exchange,
Okay, continue.
you guys will let me have his corpse to do with as I please.
Colin Mustard smiles with quite a bit of glee. So, you want the dragon, of all things. That's
I want
one
the
of your
dragon.
non-negotiable demands, you say.
Precisely.
Well, I don't have any problem with that the least bit. I can't speak for everyone else, but I would say that having your assistance and such little demands, a simple spider and the dragon in exchange for help from the Titans? I don't know about you, but that sounds like a sweet deal to me. And I just look at the group like, wouldn't you say?
Ballerina kind of leans in and goes, "The dwarfs are thinking. They think that's going to reduce their profits even further.
I have
They
no
want to do some
problem.
night spiders."
But you do have to contribute. Like, I whisper this to someone else to bring up. I'm like,
Yeah.
but they have to contribute like a lot, though. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah,
Like,
that's what
you-
Amalia is trying to say. Is
Yeah,
that I have no problem with them wanting to like call dibs on something, but their contribution has to be to that significant value.
I just kind of, if you wouldn't mind, I need to do a quick little talk with my crew.
Yeah, like a
And I
timeout.
just, and I just kind of
The
like
others
you guys in.
kind of nod and they're like, well, seeing this development, yes. I think some internal negotiations are going to be needed here.
And I just kind of huddle everyone. It's like, okay, you guys heard it. I don't know if you take it the way I do, but she's asking for the dragon, which tells me that one of her main priorities would be to make sure that the dragon is taken care of. Well, I don't know about you, but if the dragon's not being taken care of and you really want it, wouldn't you want to handle it yourself? If we kind of just let the Titans handle the dragon, that will literally remove one of the pieces from like the board, and that could be probably the most mobile and the most problematic piece of them all. Probably the queen of the board. The rest of them, the spider, that's going to be a loss to the rest of everyone. I look at Ellerina. She's already hearing grumblings from the rest of them.
Elrina nods and says, they think that giving up one of the night spiders is going to knock down their share pretty considerably. They think it's going to knock down their share by about 20,000, and everybody else's by about 5.
Were they counting on the dragon, or no? Because you said they had an interest in one of the night spiders. But there's how many night spiders are we anticipating that they'll bring?
At least 3.
Okay,
There's going to be 3.
Okay, so I don't understand what the issue is.
The issue is that there's limited amount of them, and everyone's probably going to want their cut of one.
That is true.
And if we're giving up a full one to the Titans, that's a big
Two
chunk of
left.
change that's just being pulled out of the group.
But at the same time, if they have to abide by all the rules, and I hold up like one of the contracts, I'm just like, in all of these contracts where they will not literally wipe us out as well, then the fight is unwinnable as like each of us were going to contest it. We do need the strength of everyone for a higher chance of everybody's survival.
Mm.
Not wrong there, Dret. Not wrong at all.
But also, we should discount the Titans for being forward and clear about what their needs are, whereas the Brick Boots tried to slip it in and be sneaky about it. So I don't think there's any issue in discounting the Titans for being straightforward with us about exactly what they want from this. Again, as long as their contribution is equal to what their reward would be, I don't see a problem.
There is no guarantee.
Elrina says, well, why don't we ask them what they're prepared to contribute?
Yeah, agreed.
There's no guarantee on any of our survivals, to be honest. But, it is only who is left to pick up the pieces.
As much as I have to agree with everything here, I don't really feel like we're saying any of the wrong stuff. We're going to accept their help, most likely regardless. They are probably the heaviest hitters here. They're going to contribute 2 ships at least, and the firepower on those alone, as well as the firepower of the crew members.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Its own is going to be exponentially helpful. Hell, I wouldn't put it past it if those crew could probably take on the dragon themselves without the ships. That's how much I am encouraged to have the help.
Should we ask if that's their plan?
I have a feeling they're going to want what they want, and they're going to do what they can to ensure that they get it. And if it being only a spider and only a dragon, then they will be focus fired and making sure that that is what they obtain. And
Mhm.
they will take care of the dragon. They will most likely neutralize a spider. My assumption is they're going to probably board the spider and try and take it as less damage as possible.
Mhm.
And in order to do that, by what they're trying to do, you got to be a pretty powerful person.
My
Hell,
God, what if we do the same thing? What if we do that to another one of the spiders?
I want to focus on the Prince of the Dragon because those are going to be the two biggest pains in the ass in this fight. But if they want to take over the spider, as if they're not guns pointed at us and they point the guns at the opposing force, I don't have a problem with it. But if they think they're going to show up, take a spider, and then bounce,
Exactly. They have to abide by all the same rules.
yeah. But they're not just focused on the spider, they're also focused on the dragon. So no, yeah, Oliver, you're absolutely right. Like they'll probably board the spider, take it over, and then focus on the dragon, which I have no problem with.
and that's all they take. The rest of these people can be damned. Couldn't care less what their cut gets cut.
Yeah.
I'm here simply for the clout and to survive the situation. If we get anything in return, that's just like sprinkles to the overall prize. So it's going to be helpful having them. And regardless of their demands, we've clearly heard what it is. I feel like we need to accept that. And we need to let
You
them
can see
shine.
that the Tashimura and the Five Fingers have both stopped their negotiations, and they seem like they're ready to comment. The Brick Boots and the Welsh do not.
I take it they're really getting into it.
Sneak over to one of them and talk to them about what their concerns are, or simply announce yourselves. Or you could even talk to the Titans. Like you're more than free to get up and move around and talk to anybody in the room.
I am curious what the Titans' intentions are for the dragon. Are they, because I'm assuming they'll want the spider relatively unharmed. Is that the same case for the dragon?
Are you going to go talk to one of these Titans?
Yeah, I think I will.
For it.
Who do you want to talk to, Crow or Lucius?
Lucius.
I'm
Snake
just gonna,
lady.
I'm gonna grab another
You
drink.
approach this Yonti woman. She essentially looks like just a green humanoid who seems to have a few more scales than your average green humanoid. You feel like you could be related to this person if it wasn't so obvious how strong they are. And as you approach her, she kind of like eyes you coldly for a moment, but then puts on this, to you and your insight, a pretty good mask of kindness and offers her hand to shake it.
I'll take it and shake it.
As you shake her hand, you feel the faint zap of electricity jump between your fingers. It's mostly harmless, it just catches you off guard.
Are you flirting with me?
Oh, no. That was an accident.
Do I know what that was?
You don't know what that was. You wouldn't be aware of the spell. This is an arcane spell.
Great. I'll be like, it must have been static electricity or something.
Just
So,
sort of.
You have questions for me?
Yes, your late arrival was noticed but appreciated. I'm glad that you guys were able to come. I am curious about your interest in the dragon.
She kind of frowns a little bit and says, I have no interest in the dragon. That is all, bro. Love her dearly, but she has preoccupations about them.
Like a
She can take him. She
thing,
can
or like if she can what?
If she can take him, she can earn him.
Okay, is it like a fetish thing, or is it like?
I wish
Like
I could
all
say
dragons
no.
Situation.
I wish I could say no, but I don't think in this case it is attraction. I think she intends to eat him.
Oh,
Eat
Okay.
the dragon.
So, like, the whole dragon? Because that seems like a lot.
She has a big appetite.
Do I know anything about myths of, like, eating a specific part of a dragon to give you special powers or
Make
something?
an Arcana check. Arcana
Okay.
or religion.
Okay. Sorry, my app just freezed on me. Come back, please.
Don't roll on D&D Beyond. Stop.
I'm at my mom's house and I forgot my dice.
This fake nerd with her digital dice.
Honor.
Does the other.
It's honor.
Can somebody
Tell
roll a d20 for me?
Fine, I'll do it on the camera.
Okay,
Perfect.
great.
Actually,
That's a 3.
Genius.
That's a 3.
You motherfucker!
Let's be real. You would have got a 4 on D&D Beyond.
I'm gonna try it right now.
Do it.
Oh, I rolled exactly a 4.
Even better.
I don't know why.
So what's the total?
It's +3. So
Yeah, so you can stop
A
your squelching at me.
I'm
With
more
a 6,
impressed by Ron.
with a 6, you know there are cults that eat dragon parts, and a lot of different religions that do it, and also some people claim it's an aphrodisiac. You don't know what she's eating it for, but you do find
It's
it pretty
for
amazing
moaning.
to eat a whole dragon. Like, Lucia seems to be implying she's gonna eat most, if not all of it.
God damn. So what? Okay. So what kind of species is Crow? What race
He
is
looks
Crow?
to be a tiefling.
Okay.
He's a tiefling with purple skin and big red wings.
If he's gonna eat a whole dragon, he's a crackhead.
Yeah, is he like bulking right now or something?
She looks more muscular than most tieflings you've seen, but not like terribly so. The
Okay.
feats you've seen her do, like, she's lifted crates that are like 10 feet long,
Okay.
and I think it was DeLumbo had like tried to clap her on the shoulder or like set his hand on her and was like astonished at how physically strong she was. She
Okay.
looks she's stronger than she looks.
Oh, excellent. Okay. I'll tell Lucius. Oh, okay. Well, I guess there's really nothing wrong with that, but I do have to say we are perfectly willing to have that conversation, but I'm going to be really honest with you. Elrina was very excited about a specific part of the dragon. So I would ask if Ro would be willing to allow us the dragon's heart.
You would have to negotiate that with her.
Okay.
As for the rest of our contributions, as you had asked, my snake bite is going to be staying around, fighting any ships that stray too close to my night spider. A few of my marines and I will jump aboard and clear it, while Crow deals with the dragon.
Fair
I
enough.
don't know what her plan for the swan is, though.
Okay, understood. I do want to emphasize, though, that while I appreciate the acquisition and preservation of resources in this salvage, I mean, Lord knows that was the Brick Boots' main intention when they came onto the floor. But please keep in mind that the goal of this is to take care of this entire... This isn't an Easter egg hunt.
My goal is to claim possession of a night spider. We're here to defeat as many ships as we can. But my focus, personally, is going to be on claiming that night spider.
As long as your second point in defeating as many enemy ships as you can remains in effect, I have no issue with your claim on the Night Spider. And
Lucian will be in charge of the snake bite, and I'm sure he is more than happy to take on as many ships, particularly those annoying little wasps. As for more of the battle plans, you would have to ask Crow.
Oh, I'm not here to micromanage. Certainly not. I'm sure you know what you're doing in that department, but I again just want to make sure that the focus is on the battle and not just picking the M&Ms out of the trail mix.
We all
That's
have
a
our
very
little treats.
specific.
You say that, and I looked to Colonel Mustard, and I'm just like, that is a good point. Why isn't there catering here? Like, isn't this very important? We should be catered, my man.
Crow offers you a piece of pocket meat.
I don't.
Is it raw?
I don't.
Please tell me it's raw pocket meat.
I don't question it, and I imagine it's really hard, and I chew it like jerky.
It is pretty much just beef jerky.
Excellent. Pocket meat. God.
That's actually
Torvin
brilliant.
Special.
Like, this is the equivalent.
Yeah, I picked it up from Torvin.
This is like
It's one of those things. You get hangry and you want a snack.
No, this is the equivalent of like when you're at a party and there's a mom there and you know that she has a snack in her purse. And I continue.
I am a mother. I had kids.
I continue eating it. I'm like, and then you say you have kids, and I start to choke. I'm like,
At this point, it seems as though the Welsh are done debating, and it's just the brick boots that are holding out here. They seem to be rerunning these numbers over and over.
I'll approach the brick boots.
So you see these three dwarfs, and as you approach a little closer, they kind of cover up the papers they were working on, and they're like, young man, how can we help you?"
Well, I'm going to be honest. From a distance, I could tell that clearly there's some ruffled feathers in some of these negotiations, and, well, I'm here to clear the air. I'm here to see if there's any way that I might be able to help. I just lean in, maybe tip the scales to a more appropriate manner, if necessary, in order to get your help.
Well, it seems the others have already made their mind up. We're just trying to figure out how to work the numbers so we can still afford more than one of these night spiders. We'd like to claim two, if possible, but with those titans taking some of them, seems like that's going to be hard.
Well, I mean, 2 of potentially 3 spiders alone is a rather lofty goal. But I can understand where you're coming from. That is the reason why it's a lofty goal. It's a very nice and enticing one, but is it as realistic as you really hope it is? I mean,
Probably
if you got
not.
one, if you got at least one intact, one full one, that's, well, a lot less damage than one that
Would
might
you be
not
willing to
yours.
back our claim on one? If one was undamaged beyond what those brigands claim for themselves?
I'm willing to back your claim to an extent. I mean,
No.
if you were to ask for simply one of the 3, if you were necessary, I can't fully guarantee that that's appropriate. I mean, I can understand your concern. You'd have to obviously come up with some counterweight. So you'd have to almost levy something else in return in order for them to agree to that. You know as well as I do that even if you and I were into it, we're outgunned. So what else would you be willing to give it up? Because, I mean, to be fair, a spider is top of the line from what I'm gathering here. It's a rather sought-after spelljammer. And if you were to...
They're quite large, very durable dreadnoughts.
if you were
We'd
to
like
claim
to
one.
have one not merely for fleet resources, but also as a power piece. I think we can negotiate with Itachi.
Very much so. Just... you'll have to present it as such. If I were to say that you deserve one outright, it would make no sense. But if you were to present that you deserve one and you were willing to give up other certain negotiations in order for you to lay claim to one, I can say that sounds more reasonable, considering you're willing to make somewhat of a sacrifice in order to lay the claim.
Well, I suppose concessions must be made.
It's one of those situations where we're all aware of the situation. It's survival of the fittest out there. We all want to make sure we make it out, and you want to make sure that it's as profitable as you can in doing so.
Man after my own heart.
I couldn't agree more. So, we will all make it out of this if we all properly band together. And having someone that feels that's being cheated out of it, even the slightest, might make you think that there needs to be less of unity than there really needs to be. I can't have that. We need to be one unified front with the single purpose in mind. If we ever break from that, then all of us are going to be a lot less profitable than we intend to be. And hell, we might even lose a head or two. Hopefully none of us included. So, can I guarantee your backing of actually maintaining your participation in this endeavor?
He nods slowly and says, yes. I think it's time to re-begin the negotiations on a different foot.
Good. I feel that we're on the same page. I'm glad that these talks have been fruitful, would you say?
And hopefully business will be booming.
Well, also, let's just be real. If we all come out of this on top, and if we all make a few coin, word gets around. That alone says we hold a little bit more weight to some of those would-be wannabes out there. We're going to hold this down. We're going to come out on top, and we become legends, and because of it, I hope to see you in the battlefield. We're gonna raise some hell.
Raise a little
You take your seat after that?
I do.
So as you take your seat, the two Titans are still standing behind your party. The Tashimura are the first to speak up as Hoshizaki stands up and nods and says, We are willing to accept Titan's claims. We have seen them in battle. Formidable. And the Five Fingers kind of throw their hands up and they're like, we're willing to accept if everybody else does. Want no smoke out of those two.
Yeah, it's a
That's
lot of
good.
smoke from them.
I just continue my eye to the next group to hear any.
The Welshman leans over to his aide and says some nonsense gobbledygook to them. And they nod and say, the Welshman isn't happy to see outsiders coming into his territory, particularly powerful ones at that, but the need is there. If this crow can take care of the dragon as she suggests, the Titans are more than well aboard.
And I just look at it, he's like, so my question to you simply with that statement, do you consider the Crimson Dawn as outsiders?
Ooh.
The aide looks at the Welshman, and the Welshman says more gobbledygook to him. And he looks kind of confused for a moment, and then the aide says, well, prior to this, they'd never been too hostile. But from what my master here tells me, yeah, they're outsiders now.
So, do you plan on handling them yourselves if this negotiation falls through? I'm just a little confused by your concern here. I think if we all stay true and band together throughout all this, well, we will definitely come out more on top than trying to take it on any bit of it our own. Hell, as formidable as the Welsh may be, the Crimson Dawn is going to still sting trying to take them on Iran. And they are clearly not worried the least bit about what you think. They've already invaded your territory. Hell, they might already be laying claims to it without you caring. I mean, you know as well as I do, you stand to benefit from these negotiations. This contract alone, written by one of ours truly, Amalia, for the most part, with slight tweaks amongst the group, is going to be the best option you have. And if you stick around and actually fight with us to the very end, well, you have nothing but benefit from there on out. You have the ability to show your force. You have the ability to show that you can hold your own borders, and you're willing to move diplomatic lines in order to achieve your goals. It's very silly to hear you have any issues. Do you have a different one that you might be able to present before you look silly?
The aide speaks up without the Welshman saying anything, and he nods and says, as with some of the other groups, the only issue we take with the actual contract and everyone else's help is Article 4, subsection 3, the exchanging of land rights. The Welshman wants no part of it. Welsh territory will remain Welsh territory.
I look at Amalia, and Amalia, that's
And the
negotiable, right?
Tashimura and the Brick Boots both nod and say, "We're on board with that, aye."
Well,
None of our lands should be exchanged. The princess has some to offer us, then that's another story altogether.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we were to simply say borders stay what they currently are, is there any current dispute over what borders are borders?
Oh shit! That's a whole nother problem. we're not here to create peace and unify the clans in that way.
Are we gonna start defining what is?
I feel we simply should just fall back to what they were. Simply before these negotiations. No changes from what they are. Your current disputes can be current disputes, but using this opportunity to seize each other's land, not right.
Yeah.
You should allow...
Five Fingers look pretty peeved about the way you phrased that, but the others, they nod in agreement, and they're like, aye, we can put our current hostilities on hold. Even if these ragamuffins, and he points to the Five Fingers and goes, even if these ragamuffins wish to start a fight after this one's done, that is another matter entirely.
And I commend your phrasing that things stay as they are right now, and if the princess should wish to award additional land for equal contribution in the conflict, I would certainly agree that would be warranted.
As much as I agree with that, I cannot say or speak for the princess, and if she wishes to produce any land of her own, that's on her.
Yes.
And I cannot guarantee any of that within these negotiations.
You see just a single large bead of sweat run down Seraphina's forehead.
So,
that
aside, the land, that's not changing. If Seraphina decides to offer any additional land, that's on her. All I could say is, if she does give it up, you motherfuckers better earn that shit.
Oh, he said you guys are pansies.
Hey, Steven.
Otherwise, I don't want to hear it.
Hey, Steven. Lucius is here.
What?
Lucius is here. And
here.
Crow is here.
If they're there, I'm just drooling.
Lucius said she wanted a night spider. Pretty much everybody here agrees on that, or at least Ron got them to agree on that, and Crow said she wants the dragon.
But there's only 3. Oh, I did tell Lucius that you would want the heart, and she said that you'd have to take it up with Crow.
I want the heart?
I thought that's what you said earlier.
Well, that was part of the loop, yeah, but
Yeah.
if Crow wants it, Crow gets it.
Nope.
No, we need that heart.
I also don't want them to feel like they can walk in here, say something, and everybody agrees with them.
Need some back and forth.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll talk to Crow about it.
Need some goddamn
Okay.
respect.
You know, Amalia, as much as I was willing to simply accept their negotiation and accept the fact that they were offering what they could, you offer a certain attitude that I wish to adopt.
What attitude? What do you mean?
A certain manner of negotiation. I appreciate the idea.
So, each of the faction heads goes around in turn, making their final edits to this contract, and confirming that they're willing to accept the Titans' offer as long as everyone else is. The final edits to the contract that are proposed here, they all want to end Article 4, Part 3. They don't want lands changing hands. You guys are fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking lands to share anyway.
The Five Fingers, the only other edit they wanted was to be able to attack people, after the battle was done. They wanted to attack people. They got outvoted on that. Article 6 is untouched. Everybody backs you guys wholeheartedly on it.
Excellent.
They're here to help the princess and get this done right and proper. They're going to put her on the throne.
Very nice.
But that just leaves the Titans. You guys still have some negotiating with them you want to do, so negotiate away.
Steven?
Ellerina?
I was gonna say, please let us have the dragon heart, and that's it.
Yeah.
What delineation I have.
Go for it.
You just
Do it, Dad.
you're like, please, 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 please.
Give me a second. I'll go up to Lucius. I smile and I say, please let us have the heart. That's
Kind of just shrugs her shoulders and goes, that is far outside of my control. You'll have to talk to the
Yeah, talk to her.
girl over there, because she's dead set on eating him.
I go out
Who?
to Crow.
Yeah,
I'm
because
gonna go up with Ellerina for this
she
one.
said that Crow wanted to eat most of, if not the entire dragon.
Either way, whoever eats it gets whatever it is from it.
Crow, but we want the heart.
Lady Crow, can we have the heart, please?
Whatever would you do with him?
Can you
The way I
please?
see it, I'm the only person here who has a real use for dragon bodies, right?
Yes, you do, but we're dead poor. How about
Me.
we sell it? But you know what? We want
Yep,
it. We
yep,
want to
yep,
eat
yep.
it too.
I suppose I could share a plate of my meal with each of you if you were so enticed, but you do know you'd be risking your life eating part of a dragon. If it were to not agree with you, it could be a pretty bad experience.
I raise my hand and say, "What life?"
I'm always shocked by the fact that you're a skeleton. This is the 5th time I've met you, and
He's still a skeleton.
he's still a skeleton. And I'm somehow still surprised by it every time.
We haven't found.
Oh, you
his-
think you're surprised? Try looking at yourself like this in a mirror every morning. Whoa.
We haven't found
Spook
his.
myself every time.
We haven't found his guts or his skin since the accident.
I thought you ate them.
I
You
ate,
did.
I ate
Yeah.
some of it. What are we gonna do? Let it go to waste? And I continue chewing the jerky, and I'm like,
Oh no, the
Me-
wingdings jerky.
meteorite meat. That's alright.
Please ignore them.
if for absolutely nothing else, science. What happens if a skeleton eats a dragon?
I'm gonna
At
say
least
you
part.
probably grow extra bones.
Ugh.
Fuck yes.
That would be horrifying. Let's
Ugh.
do it.
Maybe horns? Probably horns.
You think he's
Could
not
be a tail.
like a? What about like a wing? Or what about like a snout?
You know, I look around. Okay, out of everybody here, I know Windix wants to eat it. Who else wants to eat the heart?
No, thank you.
Not
He's out. You're out.
I kind of slowly start putting my hand up because I'm hungry, and the heart is full of blood.
I am so in.
Okay, so. Okay, let me see. What's Ellerina's?
Like, you can eat it, but can I hit it with like a curly straw? Like a, you know, one of those like a wacky twirly ones?
Yeah, what
Oh,
happened?
there'll be plenty of
Drink
blood from
dragon's
somebody
blood.
his size to spare. I
But
can spare you all the blood you want. It just won't have as powerful an effect as eating its heart or its fundamentum.
wait, there's powers to it? I just wanted, you know, like, I haven't.
Trust me, it'll be some spicy shit.
I don't
Oh
do
man,
good with,
spice. I don't.
I don't do good with spicy yet. I'm about to say the same
We
thing.
both went for it.
We have two people that want to eat it.
Are you saying it's
Send
like
it
a Tabasco sauce? Like it's a hot?
Habanero.
It's more with a Reaper chili.
A Reaper chili? Like, oh, that's a vegetable, and I cringe.
Now hold on, wait, no. Reapers are skeletons, and I'm a skeleton. I'm in again.
Yeah, give it to him. I ain't tasting.
I was
no,
never out. I'm all in.
I ain't having no vegan blood. Tastes like
You
a
guys
vegetable.
realize that's a dragon, right? Eating it. That's something's not going to be right about that.
I'll take
It
some of the
usually
meat.
goes down pretty well.
I'll take some of the
Of
It
meat.
only,
course it's
it only nearly killed me the first time.
I'll take some of the meat on it though. That
But you
would
get
be
something off of the heart.
like dragon
not?
steaks.
So, Oliver, are you not curious to see what happens when someone like me who can do this and like I take a piece of like the pocket jerky and I just do the thing where it just disappears in my mouth?
God damn it, that was mine.
Like, not that was me. And I'm just like, don't you want to know if it also disappears? Where does it go? Who knows? I want to know.
Okay.
You could share it for Lady Crow. I
Skeleton
guess.
aside, the rest of you guys are sick.
You are
I do not want
just
to. I have to
learning this now.
I was gonna go back. I'm like, okay, now this. I don't want the heart to eat it. I was gonna sell it. Windix is on you. I'm gonna go talk to Crow. I mean to Lucius.
I'm out of the rest of the
So
conversation.
weird.
I'm out. I've said my piece, and if I say too much, I'm probably gonna throw something.
Hmm?
I'm gonna cause some shit. Yeah. Someone's gonna just be like, "We can do this without you guys." And we're gonna be like, "No, no, no, no."
Need to do this for science.
I
You
ruined
know what, Dread? Give
it.
me an
Yeah.
insight. Give me an insight check, Dread.
Oh no! I'm gonna pick another dice. Okay, insight.
The blue one.
I'll pick the blue one.
Okay.
Insight +1. Let's go, baby. That's a nat 20. You can see it.
We'll talk about that Nat 20 card in a second.
No, we're gonna talk about it right now.
You realize that Pro is entirely too confident about fighting this dragon. Like, you guys were all
Yeah,
really, really nervous about this big ass dragon being a huge problem. She's just like, yeah, I'm gonna fight it. She doesn't make mention of her ship fighting it. She keeps saying, I'm gonna take the dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No thoughts, head empty.
Also, you got a fate card, by the way.
What's a fate card do?
Oh, sick.
Basically, a fortuitous circumstance. This always manifests itself in many ways, including but not limited to double loot reward, or finding a door or chest unlocked, coming across a broken track, bumping into someone you were looking for, or any other manner of lucky happenstance.
Hold on to that one.
Yep.
I can
Enough
use
to
it from
step out
now on?
guys.
Yeah.
Usually, like,
Alright,
these
Steven.
cards only stay for, like, one session.
Just hold on to that fucking card. For dear luck.
Step out and buy some medicine for my mom. So I'm just gonna go and suck up to Lucius and see if she could teach me a spell. And then I'll be
So you
right
go
back.
up to Lucius.
I'll hear the rest in the car. Give me a second.
But yeah.
What else was it? Like, it says one time unlock a door, one time find somebody you're looking for.
It's just any one lucky happenstance
Oh, and I can just, like,
that you and I agree on.
and I can just play it like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Trap card?
Yes.
Alright.
It's just your own personal Yu-Gi-Oh! Trap card until you use it. And I'm pulling one out of the deck for this session until you use it.
But it's good from now on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just hold on to that bad boy.
I think I have a way to get the heart now. It might consider fate.
Yeah. Crow seems on board to let you guys try some of this dragon.
Nice.
Nice.
The
Exotic meat.
Not specifically the heart. She just said she'd share.
I go to
I
give
want to
Wingdings a high five.
specifically the heart.
Yeah.
Are you
Gotta
gonna
be
spend
that-
fate card on that?
Yeah.
You're just gonna
Wait.
spend the fate card that she's like, oh yeah, I'll share the heart.
Wait.
That-
Just try and convince her first.
Now,
Especially if she's getting
Please
the
just try and convince her first.
now, dearest.
Before you use that card.
Now, dearest, I know that you
Especially since
wish.
she's getting the rest of the dragon. Like, there's no. She can bend on this one thing.
Yeah, that's right. She can bend over. Yeah, I get it. So,
Yeah, make her bend over.
so, dearest, I know you are looking for the skeleton of the dragon, and you're not so convinced about the meat, and you say it's spicy and stuff, but we are interested in many different parts of it. Maybe my friend is able to obtain new special abilities, or some kind of freakish mutation might happen to him. Anyways, I would even like to try a sliver of it, to be completely honest. Now, what are the chances that you don't, handsomely just beat the shit out of this thing and retire its heart and just, destroy this thing into a zillion pieces? What is the chance?
Well, he'll be mostly intact. I might be able to tear off one of his legs or something, but he'll be mostly intact. One-on-one, his species versus me? Nah, I'll win.
Oh, good. I'm glad that you have such confidence in this. It is not something that I would kind of have in that moment. I would be terrified to go up face to face with it, but
She kind of like rolls her eyes and she's like, "Skeleton man, shoot me.
I
Use your
embellish.
laser gun, shoot me."
You sure about this? Is a gun, ma'am. Are
Yeah,
you
no,
sure?
just do it. Look. His breath weapon's a lot like this laser gun. Just do it.
Like just part way through her sentence, I just immediately quick draw right to the head.
just that. And
Just-
everybody else in the room goes for their gun, and then stops as Crow's just laughing, and she like wipes a smudge mark off of her forehead.
We
She's
didn't.
like, "Yeah, you see that?"
We didn't sign the friendly fire
she's
thing
good.
yet, right? We didn't sign it.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
no, we
Nobody
haven't tried
said
yet.
shit.
Okay.
We're good.
Oh, that was funny. That was a prank.
Okay,
We're good guys. We're good guys. And I put the gun away.
Like, I asked him. It's fine.
we didn't.
Colin's jaws just dropped like what what?
We did not invite them and try to assassinate them. I swear.
Oh, you better men than you have tried.
So, all that we ask
Better
for
men
is
than you. Better men than you have tried.
all that I ask for is a little bit of dessert on the side. We just ask for the heart to kind of kick around by chance. If even you are able to like surgically extract such a thing for us, I would try to help obtain some of the funds out of what I get from our endeavors towards it.
Wow.
What he's trying to say is feed the skeleton for science.
Well, I'd love to see what happens if you're willing to pay me for the heart. I suppose I could part with one delectable morsel from him.
Whoa.
Out of my portion.
Absolutely not.
It's out of my portion.
Out of Dread's portion?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, and then I'm
Sure
gonna
about
and then I'm gonna sell it to you because I'm technically buying it, fool. So
Oh, you son of a bitch. Alright, what do you want? Which one of my guns?
He's gonna tariff you.
I turn back and I continue talking to Crow here, and I'm just like, if you could do such a thing, it'll just come out of my part. I'm sure that you're not harvesting for money or anything, but it is truly all that I can really offer someone like you.
This is some Dread tariff bullshit.
Canadian. Fucking vampire Canadians.
Once I see his size, I'll be able to give you a better price, but as magically potent as the heart is, call it a cool 800.
You got 800, Dread?
I go to shake their hand.
800 what? 800 what? 800
Yeah.
what?
Doll hairs?
Barney Ruples.
It's gonna be copper. You didn't define it.
You don't hold the
Specific here.
strength here. She does. She's the one who can say platinum souls.
Yeah, you go to shake the hand and I take it back and I'm like, 800 what?
800 gold.
Okay.
Okay, hopefully that's sort of my portion. If it's not, I'm gonna be living on squirrel meat for a while. And I go to shake her hand.
Motherfucker, how do
She
you not have
shakes-
800 gold right now?
Because I don't keep track
She
of
shakes her
anything,
hand.
Amalia.
And she says, well, just judging by the actual tonnage that you guys have described to me, I'm sure your little brick boots over there had made the guess, too. They've done an awful lot of math since I've been here. You're looking at a haul of about 1/2 to 3/4 of a million.
Like each?
Total.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Split between you 5 factions. You'll probably walk away with around 100.
Okay. Here we
Maybe
go.
less.
I can give up 800. I will write that down right now.
She did also say it would depend on how big the dragon is, so she can change her mind how much it costs later.
We shook on it. Shut up.
I'm just saying.
I owe 800 GP to Scary Crow Lady
Scary beefy woman.
for heart that I will sell to,
Wingdings for
to
10,000.
Skeleton.
Just, hey, Skeleton Man, I want your whole cut.
For 2,000 GP.
God, that's a huge price increase, Jesus.
It's called facilitating.
Tariffing me and shit.
It's called tariffs.
I'm gonna stand on intergalactic border When we make the trade, I'm gonna be like, there's nothing I can do. Taxes.
So having cut your deal with Crow here, and it seems like negotiations are winding down. I'm gonna say it's been around 2 hours since you guys have been here, and the finalized contract comes around. And this time, the Brick Boots have, like, put down a number as to what you guys can expect in fair market value your portion of this whole charade to be. Like assuming everybody contributes equally. Which you guys have put into the contract that, you have to. Assuming everybody contributes equally, has the same amount of losses, you guys are looking to walk away with an 18.08% cut of 87,850.
Diggity.
Nice.
By your estimation, this would let you claim any single one of these ships, plus all of their arms and armament. Maybe 2, depending on the size of the ship you wanted.
Okay.
Like, you guys know that they're coming with star moths, wasps, and spiders. You could probably get one of the spiders if you really, really wanted one. Or you could go for like 2 or 3 wasps. Or maybe 2 moths. Like, that's Elrena's best guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A moth would be neat. Think
But
of
yeah,
what we
as
could need.
negotiations begin to wind down, the first people to get up and go to leave are the Five Fingers. They stand up and begin to excuse themselves, but as they walk by you, they stop and look at Elrena, throw up some gang signs, and she acts like she's heard something. I don't know if Steven's there for me to tell him this.
Oh shit.
I think
He's
he-
muted.
He might be
I
in the
assume he's
car
listening.
if he hears that.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
He walks by and says something that nobody else can hear, but you can hear as he casts message at you. So the Admiral walks by and throws you some gang signs and says, "Don't forget to throw plenty of it overboard."
Plenty of what?
The loot.
What?
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
just keeps on going.
Weirdo.
The next people to get up and leave are the Brick Boots. They walk by, they give you guys all a bow. Heinz shakes hands with Colin Mustard before he leaves and says, "Good doing business with you. Look to do business with you in the future, and hopefully all the spiders are in good condition."
Likewise, all this seems like it's turning out rather fruitful for everyone.
The next people to leave are the Welsh. And as they parade past you guys, one after the other, the Welshman stops, puts a hand on Wingding's clavicle bone, says something in gibberish, and Wingdings, you just feel inspired. Like, you can fight. You have no idea what he said, but it sounded really good.
Do they sign the contract before they leave?
Yes.
Okay, great. Just checking.
Yeah, everybody who's leaving here has signed the contract. The next to leave,
Your funny words, magic man.
The next to leave are the Tashimura. As Hoshizaki is leaving, he approaches Captain Colin Mustard and says, "One more thing. I had heard you've recently come into control of a new spelljammer. Very good, very good. Regan, not so good employee. Decent, but could do better. Have a girl who needs a job. Good spelljammer. Bit ditzy. Maybe you look her up in Clowin." And he hands you, like, a business card.
Take it. Well, coming from so much as yourself, this must be in high regard.
And on this business card is the name Mara Shinako, Transmutation Wizard, Expert Spelljammer Pilot. And on the flip side, it's like a metal sheen that changes colors.
Thanks for the heads up. I put it in my breast pocket. I'll have to.
And then finally, you guys are left here with Seraphina and these two titans.
Is there a signing bonus?
It's only if we survive.
Well, we had talked about doing a signing bonus, but the princess was like, "Ooh, I don't really have a lot of liquid cash on me right now."
That's what they all say. God, I would take a check.
I left my wallet at home.
I'd take a check.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
She could Venmo me.
But
Well, what she's gonna do is Senmo you, as in Senmo problems your way.
That's all she does.
Just like a woman.
That's all she does. It's the only woman in my life, and it's not even romantic, and I still get in all these problems. You know what? Wait, is there a king? Or a prince that's gonna be, like, involved?
You guys have not asked.
Yeah. I thought the king was dead. And the prince is the one that we're fighting.
Yeah, I know, but, like, after that. So, King Zeppelin. That's a good ring.
Oh.
and I just look. So, Seraphina,
Good fucking luck with that whiz, man.
you've been awfully quiet this entire negotiation. Everything
Well-
seems to be doing what we can against your brother. What's your thoughts on the matter?
I'm quietly optimistic. You lot had seemed to do most of the negotiating on my behalf, and, well, there's not much I can offer in hard assets at the moment. But it seems your indication was correct. They're more than willing to negotiate for this portion of the Scrap Reef, and as it seems, they're willing to stick around to help me make my claim for the throne. After which I'm sure there will be lots of dispensing of gold. With that in mind, is there anything the lot of you would like? You've gone above and beyond.
Wait, is this the princess?
Just
Mhm.
quantify it as a hearty favor for now.
Whoa.
I want explosions.
We did one extreme solid for you by arranging this whole endeavor. In fact, you did little to anything except existing amongst our crew. We've pulled a lot of strings to make this work. A royal favor. That sounds like a grand idea to me.
Well, once I make my claimant to the throne, and should I take over the Silver Star, I can promise you favors that you might not even imagine. I was a bit nervous, however, when you started promising land, as my people don't have much of that to go around.
I figured as much. I tried to dispel that as quickly as possible. No land fault.
Oh, Serafina, I have a question.
Yeah.
When I am crowned champion of this fight, of this war, may I
That
ask?
sounds awfully optimistic.
I'm trying to be and shooting my shot. I wish to ask thy lady out on a romantic evening, a stroll even, just to have some time with you. As I
Do you promise not to bite me or drink my blood?
bow, I start to daydream about royal blood, but then I have to snap back.
That's like a whole minute of you fantasizing.
I'm just no. Oh my god, it's inbred blood. Like, no.
Inbred blood.
It's never been tampered with. No. I agree. No biting and no blood draining without
Consent. Is that the word you're looking for?
It's a word I'm around looking for. Yeah.
Not familiar with.
But I use it and it makes a lot of sense here.
I suppose I could arrange for such a thing. She says through gritted teeth.
Fantastic.
Can I do an insight check?
Well, darling.
Yes.
Well, darling, the next time you see me, we will be out on a viscable walk.
Amalia, please make him shower. Make him shower.
That's a dirty 20.
Under the twinkling moonlight.
She seems repulsed by the very thought, and Dredd seems super happy with the idea. He's like already planning his nuptials as king consort.
I mean, after your horrible date, we could have
joy.
a girls' night out.
I'm just laughing in skeleton right now.
I just go back to Amalia, and I'm just like, every woman doesn't like her man when she first meets him. She has to get, used to it and kind of begin to engage that this is your life now.
Usually it's supposed to
And
work.
she chimes in and just goes, "Oh yeah, that was my experience too." Yeah, I hated Logan's guts for a while there, and then I got drunk and he knocked me up.
Like, that's
And
your
this
fault.
is life now.
Yeah, this is like...
It wasn't so bad.
See? I escort myself out.
Okay.
I am at peak dread existence.
And Seraphina's just like desperately gripping Amalia's hand. It's like, make him shower. Please make him shower.
I
don't
think
believe
the
he
first
believes in
impression
water.
is the best.
And get rid of the musk.
Can
It's
vampires
called-
handle
It's
showers
it's
because of the running water?
it's dank. Stop.
Just wash them in holy water and it should be good.
You stop that.
Yeah, it'll probably be fine.
So Crow takes a look at this contract that's been left here, signed, not collected by anybody else just yet. They all jotted down copies of it. Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't appoint a commander. Real quick,
Yeah, we
guys.
did.
Vote commander. Who did you appoint?
Captain
Serafina.
Colin Mustard.
Yeah,
The only
Yeah,
real
obviously.
all of them.
Yeah.
Self-appointed. Duh.
Just
Look, if I have to
immediately
like
roll
my
with it.
claim,
Like,
I
yeah.
can probably come up with a speech. I'm improv.
Man, if you can't lock this
No,
down,
give me a speech real quick.
and Dredd can get a date with a queen, then you don't deserve to be commander.
Well, I'm glad that we have all come to the table. It was a long time coming, but it is I, Captain Colin Mustard, that has summoned all of you here. For we all strive for a greater goal. The Crimson Dawn has been a thorn in all of our sides long enough. Some of you may state the obvious that it may not be an issue to you now, but you know damn well if it takes care of one of you, eventually, like dominoes, the rest of your factions will fall. We need to put an end to it. We need to stop all of this before it gets out of hand. Thankfully, we have a big player in this war, one that lays claim to the throne of their land, one that can stop the armies and prevent any further indiscretion on our land. But we have to achieve the priority, and that is cutting the current throne where it's at. The prince, the usurper that's trying to take everything as it is, needs to be stopped, and we have the opportunity to do so. That's not going to happen again. Who, amongst any of you, has gained such intel? Who has presented such an opportunity that we can take full advantage of? Well, I'm willing to listen. I don't think any of you can come up with an answer. But if you can't, then...
Darth raises his hand, looks around, and then like slowly lowers his hand while you're giving the speech.
Slap his hand.
The rest of you will help. We have to. It's in the best interest of all of us. And if you follow my lead, we can achieve all goals that all of us wish to achieve. I understand the gripes of some of you. It's not the most favorable now. However, the rapport we build amongst each other in this very moment might have ripple effects amongst the rest of us for generations to come. Proper business is proper for a reason. We all stand to benefit. Now, if any of you have any counterclaims, speak now. Otherwise, I think we know what we need to do.
So, for their part, the Brick Boots seem to like your initiative, as does Captain Hoshizaki. And the only two complainers are the Welsh and... No, the Welsh and the Five Fingers.
Okay.
Actually, they want to lead their own forces. They don't want to be subject to somebody else's command. But it seems they're outruled by mass vote here. And you're nominated for the battle plan. And they expect it to you tomorrow. Expect it from you tomorrow.
I will present the plan, and we will achieve our goal. That is for certain.
I forgot the segment somehow. But yes, you're nominated the interim commander. And then everybody leaves. Then you have your conversation with Crow. And then it's just you and these two titans hanging out here.
Well, Crow, you've been awfully quiet for someone of your stature. What say you?
I made my demands. I got what I wanted. I'm just salivating at the battle to come tomorrow. But I do wonder, do you guys have any actual experience in proper Spelljammer warfare?
Not
Hell
only.
no.
Nope.
I read about it in books, though.
You can
Maybe
read.
you would want to do a
Mock battle? Yes, let's go.
took the words right out of my mouth.
Any experience that we can get battling the Titans will be a great advantage.
Ellerina, I nominate you as my chief navigator.
Hey!
I'm right.
Learn what you can.
Don't secretly have that Catholic, but okay.
Look
Who
at
nods her head and goes, well, I don't have a second or a third ship here with me. So why don't we do this Game Master style? And she slaps this desktop that you guys have been negotiating this contract on and casts Major Illusion.
Ooh, we're just gonna play.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna play chess.
Are we gonna play OG D&D war games? Are we gonna play war games?
during D&D?
You guys are going to play a war game next session.
Oh my gosh!
Oh boy.
D&Dception.
D&D
Oh, fuck.
inside D&D inside a D&D.
Yeah.
To be honest, that is like prime spot to end it then.
Also, incidentally, you guys have hit a milestone.
Level 6, level 6, level 6.
Having
level 6, level 6, level
No, not level 6. You guys are level 6. It's level 7.
6. Bro,
Yes,
what?
no, 10.
Yeah,
You guys are level 7 now.
No. Let me go back.
This entire
manage
session, I
character
have
and
been
levels.
racking
fighter.
my brain on which 2 spells I want to obtain. Like, I have had literally this open up since the beginning of the session. At all the spots where I wasn't directly like speaking, I have been working on this, and I've told myself, Charm Monster, current modern Charm Monster, is not a fucking concentration spell.
Whoa.
That is going to be awesome. And then potentially, I was looking at compulsion. Now, compulsion, each creature of your choice within 30 feet is charmed for the duration, and I can use a bonus action to pick a spot horizontal to me, and they have to use all of their movement to make it to that spot on their turn. Afterwards, they can repeat the save.
But we're gonna be in space.
Yeah, but I could just be like, hey, everybody, huddle in that corner while we all book it.
Also true.
Or some of the sort.
There's no saving
I'm
throw?
just gonna...
Come on, there's gotta be one.
There's one saving throw for the initial, and then for 10 turns.
Whoa, that's a long time.
I'm just gonna
They get to repeat a saving throw after every turn. But
Yeesh.
I don't know. That's potential. I was also thinking Grasping Vine, because that will just grapple one person indefinitely, practically. But at least Charm Monster. That, like I said, been racking my brain about that second spell. I don't know if I want a concentration.
The second one you mentioned is concentration?
Yes.
The
Or-
Charm Monster being non-concentration is incredible.
Or I could pick a summon spell.
I'm going for
Summon Dragon and Summon Celestial are incredibly strong.
Summon Celestial, unfortunately, is level 5th level.
Oh, sad.
I'll go old school. Go with Psychic Lens.
He's a bard.
No, because that spell's too useful.
Oh, damn it, because I picked it already.
No, so Ron has been trying to take spells that don't directly deal damage.
Which is also true.
Oh, yeah, I'm going...
Might
I'm
go
going
summon
all
element.
damage.
I got a couple turns to figure that one out. A couple days.
Yep.
I don't
also
have.
true.
I don't have the. You're lucky. If I did take summon elemental, I don't have the components to use it yet.
It's like it sounds good, but it doesn't sound as groundbreaking as the situation that you can cause with the other ones.
The thing is,
I
though,
get a weapon master.
the best part about summon elemental is its actions use my spell attack modifier, which would be bonus if we do get our bonus items, because that's going to be automatically +2 from my rare item.
Oh, yeah, so, if you can, get me the rare items that you guys want as soon as possible, so I can work them into